Okay, good afternoon and good day to all the students who have joined us today. For those students who haven't subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to Dynabook. Do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be getting notifications for all the future classes conducted. Yeah. So without further ado, I'll start off with today's lesson. I'll be your presenter. Let's see what I have for you. Give us a few seconds so that the page loads here. Stay tuned. Be patient. Give teacher a few seconds before we could start. All right. Here we are. All right. Today's lesson would be on grammatical item, which is punctuation. So before we know what is punctuation and everything, let me introduce myself. I am Miss Prasana. I'm currently teaching in SK Convent Kajang. This would be my 6th year of teaching. If you have any question related to today's topic or any other topic related to English, I'll be very happy to help you. So what you could do is you could reach me through my email address there. That's my email address, prasanalathasivalingam@gmail.com. I'll try my level best to answer all your questions, yeah? Okay, before we look into all our content, let us look at the objective of today's lesson. At the end of the lessons, pupil will be able to identify and label all these punctuation signs available. So use punctuations correctly in a sentence and able to answer questions on punctuation on virtual learning platforms. All right. Okay, let us get to know what is punctuation. Okay, punctuation sounds so complicated. What is it? But actually, it's a very simple thing, something that we've been using from the beginning of the time that we start to learn English, but just that sometimes we don't realize it. So let us look into it. Okay, what is punctuation? Let us read together. Punctuation is the system of signs or symbols given to a reader to show how a sentence is constructed and how it should be read. So punctuation shows how the sentence should be read and makes the meaning clearer. Okay, when a sentence is written without a punctuation, the readers would not have a cue on how to read, where to stop, where to begin, and it will actually make the meaning to be very subtle or unclear. Yeah. So when punctuation is used in constructing a sentence or in writing a paragraph, it makes it easier for the readers to read, and also makes the meaning very, very clear to all of us. Okay, every sentence should include at least a capital letter at the start and a full stop, exclamation mark, question mark at the end. Okay, it's compulsory for each sentence to start with a capital letter and to actually end it with a full stop, exclamation mark, or question mark at the end. This basic system indicates that the sentence is complete. When there is presence of a capital letter and a full stop, exclamation mark, or a question mark, that indicates the sentence is complete. Okay, let's look into types of punctuation. Actually, there's more than 10 punctuation signs that available, but today I'm just going to concentrate on 10 most important basic signs of punctuations. Okay, first it would be full stop. We also call them period, which means to put a dot at the end of a sentence. Next, exclamation mark, question mark, apostrophe, comma, colon, brackets, hyphen, quotation mark, or slash. Okay, now let us look at comma. What is comma? Okay, comma is useful in a sentence when the writer wishes to. Okay, there's 4 conditions in which you can use comma. The first one would be pause before proceeding. Okay, let us see the example I have given you. They finished dinner in pin drop silence, but Alex knew that he would have to apologize. Okay, if you look at the sentence, you can actually put a full stop at the place of a comma. For example, they finished dinner in pin drop silence. When the comma is replaced with a full stop, the sentence is still complete and it conveys a meaning. But what we have done here is we have paused before proceeding. Proceeding as in to add additional information there. So we put a comma and then we added, but Alex knew that he would have to apologize. Next, let's look at the second condition. The second condition would be add a phrase that does not contain any new subject. Okay, this sentence means, as I taught you earlier during sentence structure and sentence types lesson, each sentence definitely or compulsorily needs a subject. Yeah? So each sentence needs a subject, but then when it comes to a condition where you wanted to refer to the same subject, but you do not want to write them down, so that's where you use a comma. The boy who knew that his mother was about to arrive ran quickly towards the opening door. If you see here, the boy who knew that the mother knew that his mother was about to arrive ran quickly towards the opening door. Actually, we can make it like 2 sentences. The boy who knew the mother was about to arrive, full stop, he ran quickly towards the opening door, in which we have repeated the subject. In order not to repeat the subject again in the sentence, what we do is we put a comma and then we eliminate or we do not use the subject in the sentence. Yeah. Next would be to separate items on a list. List means when you have few items that you would like to mention in a sentence. Let's look at the example. We brought pizzas, burgers, chocolate, and a chocolate cake on tour. Right, you can see here there are few food items listed in the sentence, which are pizzas, burgers, chocolate, and chocolate cake. So these are the list of things that we wanted to mention. So here we have used a comma to separate the items. Yeah. The last condition would be when you're using more than one adjective, a describing word like beautiful. So adjectives, I have also done lessons on adjective. If you have any problem, you can actually go back and view the video on adjectives to get a better understanding on adjectives. Yeah, adjective means when you try to describe something or someone. So the boy was happy, eager, and full of anticipation at the start of his summer holiday. In this sentence, the adjectives used are happy, eager, and full of anticipation. Okay, those are the adjectives. So we have used comma to separate them in the sentences. So this is all about comma. Comma actually have only 4 conditions that you have to use them. When you wanted to add an additional information, when you do not want to repeat the subject, or you do not want to break down the sentences, so you can use comma. You can use comma to separate items on a list. And lastly, when you wanted to separate adjectives used in a sentence. I hope I made myself clear, because some are writing in the comment section saying that you don't understand. Rather than just saying I don't understand, be specify what do you don't understand so that I can explain further, yeah? Those incomplete sentences, I wouldn't be able to help you much because I don't know what you don't understand. Okay, now let's look into the second punctuation. It will be the full stop. Full stop is very familiar. All of us use them like at the end of each sentence, mostly each sentences. Yeah. So let's look what is a full stop. A full stop should always be used to end a sentence. As I mentioned above, it's always about ending a sentence. The full stop indicates that a point that has been made and that you're about to move on to further explanation or a related point. So, in another word, or in another word, full stops means you do not want to. It helps you to write shorter and comprehensive sentences. We can actually write a very lengthy sentences to avoid having simple sentences in your paragraph writing or your essay writing. But what would happen when you write very lengthy sentences is the probability for you to commit for more grammatical errors or spelling errors would be high. So what you could do is learn to use simple sentences, and when you use simple sentences in your writing, there'll be more chances for you to use full stops. All right, let us look into the example I have written for you. Alex was a little boy when he saw a person dying. He was so shocked and panicked that he could not sleep for several days. He still fears the sight of someone's death. If you could see here, there are 3 sentences talking about the same thing about Alex who have seen a person dying and what are the consequences of his action. Yeah. So we have break it into 3 sentences and we have used full stop before moving before further explanation or moving into some other points. Yeah. Okay. The second use of full stop would be to indicate the abbreviation of commonly used words as in the following examples. So examples that we know: telephone number. When you don't want to write the full form of certain words, we will be using abbreviation. Abbreviation in another word is like short forms. Okay, the informal term that we use is short form. Telephone, we shorten it to TEL, and the full stop there is very important. That shows telephone is shorten up or the abbreviation is being used. September, we would just write SEPT and then full stop. Pages, we would just put PP and full stop. So these are only 2 conditions where we will use full stops. Yeah, to end a sentence or to move to further explanation. The second one is to indicate the abbreviation. Next is exclamation mark. What is exclamation mark? Okay, an exclamation mark indicates strong feeling within a sentence, such as fear, anger, or love. It is also used to accentuate feeling within the written spoken word. Okay, this exclamation marks is actually used to express feelings when we are doing it in the written form. Okay, let's look at the example. Wait, don't take another step. Okay, maybe you're seeing your friend walking and then he might be just talking to his friend and he did not realize there's a drain right in front of him. And just imagine yourself being a little further than him, so you can't hold or stop him. So you're shouting out of fear, right? You'll be like, wait, don't take another step. So when there is the expression of fear, we would use exclamation. Next sentence. I can't believe she could say that. Um, Maybe when you're arguing with your parents, suddenly you said something that you are not supposed to say, and then maybe your grandma or your uncle who's there at the scene might say, I can't believe she could say that. So this could be out of anger, out of surprise. So next, what a gorgeous house. When you're stunned, looking at something very gorgeous, very beautiful, something that you have never seen before, you will be using an exclamation mark to express surprise or the anticipation. Yeah. So what a gorgeous house. So you have to hand it with a exclamation mark. Next would be question mark. Okay, question mark itself explains to you what is it. Whenever there's a question written, you have to use a question mark to indicate that's the end. That's a question. The question mark simply indicates that the sentence is asking a question. Whenever you require an answer, so the sentence written before it would be a question. So it always comes at the end of a sentence. Let's read the example that I have prepared for you. So example 1. Have you had your breakfast? Where are you going? Did you once think about your family, your career, your future, your life? Okay, we can also use question marks for a series of questions using the same subject and verb. So in this example, it's talking about yourself. Someone is questioning you. Could be upon your action. Yeah, they ask you, did you think once about your family, your career, your future, your life? So it's about questioning the same subject. So we just have series of questions on the same sentence. Yeah. Okay, now before I further my PDPC, my lesson. Okay, there's a lot of people in the comment section. Can you actually create one sentence using question mark? So I'll just look at the comment section for answers here. Create one sentence using question mark. It could be any questions. Did you take your shower today? That could be a very simple question. So I'm going to give you like 1 minute. Anyone wanted to try? Post a question. Post a sentence with question mark. Okay, there's one from Johnny Chong. How are you, Teacher Prasana? I'm fine, thank you. That's a very good question. Anyone else? Have you have you went to a museum? That's a good question from Hong Chi. Good attempt. Can I borrow your book? Darren Chai, good. It would be better if you use may I borrow your book. That would be more polite, yeah, Darren Chai. What did you eat for breakfast yesterday? Johnny Chong, very good attempt. Sarada Devi Subramaniam, I think you should avoid this kind of comments. It's not relevant here. Okay, next question from Teo Zhenqian. Are you busy at home? Very good question. Audrey's life. Can I have a bite of this cake? If I have one, I'll definitely share it with you. Unfortunately, I don't have one now, but that's a very good question. Say Hongchi, can I create another sentence? Good question, and you're most welcome. You can create one. Sanjana Suresh, where are you come? So okay, the question is there, but the correct sentence would be, where are you from? Ko Tim Yong, how can I help you? Good. Where do you come from? Correct. What is your favorite subject? Gayatri, correct. Did you have Faizul Azwan? Rather than using did, you should use do you have a book? Did indicates past tense, but now when you're questioning, it should be on present. Do you have a book? Say Hongchi, when can we go back to school? That's a very question, but unfortunately, I do not have an answer for that too. I'm also waiting to go back to school. What is your favorite song, Theo? What is your name? Gayatri, did you eat burgers yesterday? Johnny, can I borrow your book? May I borrow your book would be a better sentence. Sorry, I couldn't read your name, girl or boy, but your sentence is correct. Who are you? I'm a teacher. I'm a human, Tanzija, but it's a correct question. Where you buy the storybook? Kavya, the correct sentence would be, where did you buy this storybook? Audrey, are you feeling well? Yeah, I'm feeling good today. All right. How old are you, Raj Sam? Good question. Okay, thank you, girls and boys. That's very good attempt. Or I can see that you understand the usage of question mark. So now, can you create sentence using an exclamation mark? What are you doing? Where's your house? How are you today? That's good. Okay, now girls and boys, create a sentence using exclamation mark. Remember, exclamation marks indicate strong feeling. Wow, your drawing is very nice. Correct. Johnny Chong. Help, help. The dog is chasing me. Okay, that would be a complete sentence, yeah? But the usage of exclamation is correct. Chia Swan New. You are really naughty. Tonji Young. Okay, that's correct. Hooray! Chia Swan New. Okay, you're getting it correct. The usage of exclamation is right, but I wanted a complete sentence, yeah? Sanjana Suresh, wow, your dress is beautiful. Thank you. That's a correct sentence with exclamation mark. Don't step the grass. Do not step on the grass. Kavya, that's a correct question. That's a correct sentence. Alright, what a pretty dress. Don't come in. Hooray, I got an A in my exam. Be careful, there's a hole in front of you. Dad, I found a lost puppy on the street. Good. Wow, this is a beautiful flower. All right, girls and boys, that's very good. Okay, next, let us continue with the lesson today. Wow, you won a prize yesterday. Okay, let us continue. Okay, so far we have done comma, full stop, exclamation mark, and also question mark. Next, what we're going to look into apostrophe. Okay, apostrophe is a little bit um, commonly a lot of students would make slight mistake here. Yeah, the use of apostrophe can be very confusing if you do not get the conditions correct. So today I'll explain to you one by one so that you can actually remember them and avoid making mistakes in the future. Okay, let us see. The apostrophe, sometimes called an inverted comma, has two main uses. The first one, apostrophe indicates possession or ownership. Okay, possession or ownership means um, okay, if it's in Malay, you would say kepunyaan. Whose is it? Okay. So example of sentence, yeah, look at this. Okay, when we are writing a sentence to indicate possession or ownership, we have two things that we have to consider. First is whether the subject is singular, or the second one is whether the subject is plural. Because when the subject is singular, the place of apostrophe changes, and also it's different for when the subject is plural. Okay, the place where we place our apostrophe changes according to the subject. If it's singular, it's placed in a different place, and if it's plural, and the place we put our apostrophe is different. So let's look at number one. The girl's hat was green. Okay, when there's a apostrophe before s, that indicates the subject is singular. Okay, so in this sentence, if you can see the s is, the apostrophe is before s. So this shows girl is in the singular. This shows the reader that the hat belongs to the girl, because the apostrophe is placed at this verb girl, so the hat is the girl's. Okay, this shows the reader the hat belongs to the girl. Okay, let me repeat myself. Yeah, when you're using apostrophe, you have to look into the subject. You have to identify whether the subject is singular or plural. If it's singular, the s comes, the apostrophe comes before s. But if it's plural, the s, the apostrophe comes after the s. I repeat myself, if it's singular, the apostrophe comes before s, and if it's a plural, the apostrophe comes after s. Okay, so in this sentence, the girl's hat was green, so it clearly shows us that this is a singular subject. So this shows the reader that the hat belongs to the girl. The girl's hats were green. So when you see the apostrophe is after this s, it means girls in the sentence are plural. This indicates that the hat belongs to the girls. Okay, the next usage would be, another use of apostrophe is to indicate where a letter is omitted. So look at here. The original sentence is, we are going to do this course. But when you wanted to use a apostrophe, you can do it like, we are going to do this course. You can see we are. We have omitted a and we have replaced them with with a apostrophe. So we are has changed to, we are going to do this course. The next one would be, is not this is not this a fine example of punctuation? You can see You can see we have omitted the letter O here. Isn't this a fine example of punctuation? So when we have omitted O and we have replaced it with a apostrophe. The last one, the last example I've prepared here is the time is 7 of the clock. But when we write it, we actually omit the word F and the. So we would write it, the time is 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Okay? So F and the is omitted and it's replaced with a apostrophe. So I hope you're clear about apostrophe. Apostrophe actually is used to indicate ownership or when a letter is omitted. Next, colon. Okay, actually colon is not that familiar for primary school students, but I'm just going to introduce you. I'm not going to go very deeply. I'm not going to talk very in depth about colon, but I just want you to know what is colon because you can actually find them on your keyboard, right? So let's see this. The colon within a sentence makes a very pointed pause between two phrases. There are two main uses of colon. The first one is commonly used when listing. Okay, she placed the following item into the trolley. Okay, what are the items that she has placed? So we use a colon to list the items that we have placed in the trolley. Beer, fruit, vegetables, toilet rolls, cereals, and cartons of milk. Let's look at the second condition where we use colon. It can be used within a heading or descriptive title. Human resource management guidelines for telephone advisors. For example, today's subject would be English. So I wanted to add a description to my subject. So I put colon and I would say grammar punctuation. Alright, so that's when you use colon. So I'm going to repeat myself. One, you use when you're listing. Second, when you want to describe a title or a heading. Heading means tajuk, ya, tajuk. The one that usually we write at the top. At the top, it could be from in your documents or in your book. Something that we write at the top before anything else been written, yeah. Next one is a quotation or speech mark. Okay, quotation or speech mark, we seldom use them in normal sentences, but when it comes to a essay writing, you wanted to show a variation of sentences in your essay, then you can actually use speech mark. Okay, speech mark are used to mark out speech. When you're writing words from another person, that is what we refer as speech. Yeah, when you're writing the words from another person's speech, we would use a speech mark. For example, my grandpa said, share your chocolates with your friends. So we are writing or we are using words from our grandpa, so we have to use speech mark. Okay, because those are not your words, but it's someone else's word. It is your grandpa's word. George, don't do that. So these are instruction that you have given to someone. So that's part of your speech, and you have to put it in speech mark. Yeah. One, when you're using parts of words from another person's speech, you have to use a speech mark. Or when you are literally writing words of your speech, then you have to use a speech mark. For example, if I'm going to write a sentence, On people commenting here, I would say stop commenting unnecessarily, said Miss Prasana to the viewers. So when I'm going to write this sentence into my essay, or could be a note, so when I'm quoting these words, so I have to put it into speech, because these are words from my speech towards the viewers. All right. Next, when quoting someone else's speech, will you get your books out, please, said Miss Jonas, the teacher. Okay, when you are quoting someone else's speech. Next, the hyphen. Hyphen is quite common. We usually use them to link words together. So examples are subpart, 18th century people, second class pose, gender neutral, non-verbal, 46, 82, and so on. Hyphen is also used when a word is split between two lines. The hyphen should be placed between syllable at the end of the upper line and indicates to the reader that the word will be completed on the second line. Okay, many teachers would not encourage you to use hyphen for the second conditioning because it's very confusing. It's better for you to just write the whole word into the next sentences. But since I'm teaching you the usage of hyphen, so I'm just mentioning here. Look at the example, yeah. Ali is a smart boy. He is also very helpful. He loves to spend his free time reading book, painting, and swimming. So you see the word painting is not completed on the first line. So when I'm splitting the word, I have to use a hyphen to indicate the sentence. Last one is second last one is bracket. Bracket enclose the additional things in the quoted materials. These additions are used for clarification of the words or phrases of the quoted materials. It taught me all I ever knew about life. When you are not specifically mentioning the subject, for example, in this sentence is the river, you can put them in a bracket. It. So what does it refers here? The river. He used to love her and he wrote many poems about her. Okay, who is her in this sentence? We are very confused, right? Because we don't know the reference to he here. I mean, her here. So we put the name of that person in the bracket. Next sentence. Every man must die one day. Who's that? So sick is the person. I told I wouldn't do the movie. Whom do you tell that you're not going to do a movie? So it's Spielberg. I told Spielberg I wouldn't do the movie. Okay, the last one would be the capital letter. Okay, capital letter is very common, very familiar for us, because this is something that we have been dealing for from the start of our time, yeah. So capital letter, we use them to start a sentence. For example, is it always necessary to use capital to start a sentence? The answer is definitely yes. If you look at this example of sentence, the start of a sentence is in capital, and also T, the start of the second sentence, is also in capital letter. Proper nouns. I went to the University of Oxford today. So in this sentence, University of Oxford is a plural noun and it's in the middle of a sentence. That means you still have to use a capital letter to indicate that the word are in a proper noun. The last one would be acronyms. Acronyms means short forms of certain popular places, services that we know. For example, Air Asia. Air Asia is the full form, but when we are writing something, we would use AA. Next one, Ministry of Education, we would use it as MOE. Manchester United Football Club, we won't be writing the whole thing, but we will just use it as MUFC. What other things that you could think of right now? Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia, KPM, correct. Okay, so those are acronyms. So I have actually covered all the punctuation signs in today's lesson. But I'm just going to repeat myself again. One fast thing. Comma, we have 4 conditions where we use comma before proceeding for the next point. Next one, when we wanted to omit the subject in sentence, we would use a comma. When we wanted to separate a list of items, we would use comma. And when we wanted to use more than one adjective in a sentence, we would use comma. The next one is full stop. Full stop, when we wanted to end a sentence and begin a new sentence, we will be using full stops. Or another thing is when we wanted to use short forms. Next, exclamation mark is used when we wanted to express feelings. Example, fear, anger, or love. Next one is a question mark. Question mark indicates that we are asking questions in a sentence form. Next one, apostrophe. We have 2 conditions where we use our apostrophe. The first one is to indicate ownership. When we are writing a sentence that indicate ownership, we have to check whether the subject in the sentence is singular or plural. If it's singular, the apostrophe comes before S, and if it's a plural, the apostrophe comes after S. The next one would be when we wanted to omit a letter in a sentence. For example, in words, we are going to the we are 2 words, we can combine them and make it 1 word, but omitting the A and making it as VE apostrophe RE. We are going to do this course. There's more examples. Another one is not, we can make it as isn't by omitting the O. The next one would be colon. Colon will be used under 2 conditions. The first one is when we are doing listing. The second one when we have a descriptive title or heading. Speech mark when we wanted to mark out a speech or to quote someone's speech in a sentence. The next one would be hyphen. Hyphen will be used to link words together. Bracket to add additional information about something which is missing in the sentence. Capital letter. There's 3 conditions where we use our capital letter to start a sentence. When there are proper nouns in a sentence, and also when we are using acronyms in a sentence. Okay, now let us try some exercise together. I want you to give me answers. Comments. Okay. I hope it's big enough. You can see them. Okay. Which of the following is correct? My PIN number has 2 5s it's easy to remember. Or my PIN number has 2 5s, it's easy to remember. What is the answer? A or B? Okay, this is a quiz that we're going to be discussing. Okay, someone has said A. I'm expecting more answers from you. Lots of you are saying A. Okay, let us try our luck. Since a lot of you are saying A, I'm just going to click A. Okay, but the answer is incorrect. Okay, why is it incorrect? Because you don't need apostrophe here. We are not showing any possessive ownership at the 5 here. There's no ownership that you're going to prove here. So you don't have to put apostrophe here. So the answer would be, my PIN number has 2 5s. It's easy to remember. So it's as simple as that, because you remember apostrophe is to indicate ownership. There's no ownership here. Okay, so let's look at question number 2. Okay, what would the answer be? The dash was a period of great achievements. It followed the dash and lasted from the 14th dash until 16,000. What would the answer be? Okay, some of you are giving answer as B. Correct answer. Okay, you can give yourself a clap. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Which of the following is correct? The weather this winter has been windy, wet, and unpredictable, or the weather this winter has been windy, wet, and unpredictable. A or B? Okay, some of you answered B. I'm just going to go with B. Correct answer. Because we are using commas to separate adjectives for to describe the weather. Very good. Now let's look into the next question. Which of the following is correct? Waiting for the storm to stop, I was anxiously looking out the window. Or waiting for the storm to stop, I was anxiously looking out the window. So question number 4, some of you answered B. I'm just going to go with B. Correct answer, because there's an additional information after comma. So it is advisable to use a comma. Next question. Which of the following is correct? The table was set, knives, forks, candlesticks, all were set up correctly. Or the table was set, knives, forks, candlestick, and all was set up correctly. Okay, some of you have given me the answer B. Incorrect answer. So sorry. Okay, which of the following is correct? A friend of mine works as a translator for UN. Which is the correct answer? Okay, some of you have given me the answer B. Let's see. Incorrect answer. So the answer would be C. Because UN is a... Give me a minute, yeah. AA is an acronym. So you don't need full stop in the in between. Number 7. Okay, which of the following is correct? Harvey is a good driver. Moreover, he's very friendly one. Harvey is a good driver, full stop. Moreover, he's a friendly one. Harvey is a good driver, semicolon. Moreover, he's a friendly one. What would your answer be? Good. Correct answer is C. Okay. Okay, girls. Okay, girls and boys. All right. So give me a minute. Something got stuck. Okay. Right, students. I have actually prepared a set of questions for you to answer over the free time. Uh, the link is there. It's already on your screen. You can try answering them over your free time, and I'll give you your feedback in upon your submission. Yeah. So I would like to share my credits to Slides Mania for providing such beautiful themes, and also for my presentation notes. I've referred to a web page. Thank you also. Okay, before I end my session today, I would like to remind everyone to come back on Monday at 2 o'clock, because we have sessions with teachers on various subjects. So just tune in 2 p.m. Using the same URL given to you, so that you can benefit from the lessons conducted by teachers who have put in their effort to help you out during the MCO period. Yeah. So that's all from me. Thank you very much. If we have any other opportunity, we will meet you again. All right. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Stay home. Stay safe. Bye bye. Okay. Do not